and thank you so much for tuning into the Barbara Dean Franklin Show, Real Talk, Real People. I am your host, Barbara Dean Franklin, and today I have the awesome pleasure of sitting with my friend, Richard Chapman. Dick, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Barb.
Thank you, thank you. Before I give you an introduction about who you are, I always like to tell people a little bit about how I know the person that I'm sitting with. And Dick and I are friends. We go way back, Michigan Bell, Ameritech, SBC. Some things I just won't even tell.
Yeah, that's a good
Some
thing.
things I know, that's right. I won't even talk about on here, but I just thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule today to sit with me, Dick. And although you were with AT&T, Michigan Bell, SBC, Ameritech, you also have a very special position that you hold, as people can see, for the American Legion for the state of Michigan. So I'm just going to give a little introduction about you were the department commander. Now, if I understand this correctly, were you the first African American?
I had the honor of doing that.
Okay, and so as the state commander of the American Legion, there are over 70,000 members consisting of the American Legion, the Auxiliary, Sons of the American Legion, and the Legion Riders.
Absolutely.
Now, the Legion Riders, they're on the motorcycles,
They're
right?
on the motorcycle. They're our fastest growing branch and do great things for the community.
Okay, okay. And so you got the nation's and state of Michigan largest VSO, Veteran Service Organization. It's chartered by the United States Congress, and it was chartered in 1919, and there are 4 pillars of the American Legion, and that's the service to your veterans, care and mentoring to the children and youth, patriotism, Americanism, and support of a strong, secure America.
Absolutely.
All right.
You sound just like a real Legionnaire, Barb.
Hey.
Yeah.
I really want to volunteer. I'm really interested in the vets. I have an organization, Women in Power Crossing Paths, and I told the women that are with me that sit on the board to volunteer for something that they have a passion about and see how the organization is working. And one of the young ladies said that she wanted to work with vets, and so I said I was going to hook her up with you.
Well, that's, outstanding. You knew we were going to get off script here.
Right, exactly. Most definitely.
Yeah, you mentioned your women's organization. One of our fastest growing segments of the veteran population is female veterans.
Okay.
And a lot of female veterans, they come with their children. And most of the VA, which is the Veterans Administration, is set up for men.
Okay.
So now they're going through a learning process. You all have tests that men don't have and so forth. So if anyone in your organization knows of a female veteran, please let them get in touch with me, because we've started a female veterans group that concentrates strictly on female veterans.
I would definitely do that. So, Dick, what I want you to do is just, give me a little bit of history about the organization and the American Legion, But before you do that, tell me, you were in the service. You're
United States Air Force veteran, proud of it.
Okay.
1968 to 1972.
All right. What was your position in the service?
Telephone man.
That is fitting. That is fitting.
In fact, at Michigan Bell, I can't say enough. You worked there. It was a great corporation.
Most definitely.
And while I was in the service, I went straight out of Northwestern High School. They trained me on the weekend.
Okay.
So when I graduated, I hired right in with them.
Okay.
But then worked a year, and Uncle Sam pulled me. And Michigan Bell said, well, I'll tell you what, you serve 4 years, get an honorable discharge, we'll hire you back at top pay.
All right.
And the rest is history.
All right. And history it is. One thing that I can say is that everything that I learned at the telephone company. I had the honor of watching people who had great work ethics, and you were one of the people that I was able to watch. You did your job, you did it well, you were no nonsense, always, black coffee, no sugar, no cream. You were strictly about your business, of taking care of business, and you showed people how to take care of business. You rose in the company, to second level, so it was a good thing and an honor for me to watch some of the people that I party with and was there with to teach me how to be the woman that I am today. And so I thank you, if I've never said thank you to you, for all the times that you cursed me out and all the other things that we have gone through. I appreciate you, for who you are.
Well,
and especially for who you are today.
And you know that feeling is mutual.
I definitely do. Yeah. I feel that in my heart. I do.
Because that Michigan Bell family, you know, that's our second family.
It truly is.
You know, we have our real families, and then we have that Bell family.
Most definitely. No. So give me a little bit of history about the organization, the American Legion, and, you know, how you came to be involved in it the way that you are now.
Okay, you covered some of the key points. In fact, my whole first page here. But you're right, we've been around since 1919. As a matter of fact, we'll be celebrating our 94th birthday on March 15th.
All right.
We're made up of 55 departments, all 50 states, District of Columbia, the Philippines, Mexico, France, and Puerto Rico.
Wow.
So anyone in the Legion could go to any post all over the world.
All
right. Your 4 pillars is right on topic.
Okay.
And I want to concentrate. The reason I got involved was Chester Trill.
All right.
He's the commander of our post, Coleman A. Young Post 202.
All right.
Got me involved right as I was retiring, because when you reach that retirement point, you're looking for other things to do. And I went to that first meeting and heard about veterans and their plight.
Wow.
And that, I would say, was around the 2003. And I was hooked.
All right.
And I've been involved with anything to do with getting benefits for veterans since.
Okay. Now, I know that when you guys got together and, you had the Coleman A. Young Post, that the city had sold you the old credit union, really befitting the old telecom credit union that was on Puritan, and you guys were really doing great things with that building, fixing it up and, cleaning up in the neighborhoods and doing great things. And, unfortunately it didn't work out, but I remember when I was trying to do the same thing with O'Shea Recreation Center, and you hooked up with me and gave me some information about trying to save the Recreation Center for our area so the kids will have something to do. And again, it didn't work out, but I know that your passion is for helping. So tell me a little bit about the Veteran Services and the American Legion and how that, they kind of go in together.
Okay, if you don't mind, we're going to kind of read off this script because I don't want to leave anything out.
Go ahead.
Okay, our veterans have earned the benefits for themselves and their survivors through their services in the Armed Forces of the United States.
Okay.
Yet there are so many of them that don't take advantage of the benefits that are available.
Okay.
Michigan, for example, ranks dead last in the nation in the amount of VA benefits its veterans receive.
Okay.
And the veteran population is shrinking in size, but growing in need. We ranked 11th nationally in veteran population with approximately 700,000 veterans in the state of Michigan.
Okay.
Over half of them are my age, between 50 and 70.
Okay.
Wayne County has the largest veteran population, 102,000 veterans. And the city of Detroit has the most veterans with close to 60,000. And that's one of the largest veteran population concentrations in the entire country.
Okay. And when you say we rank dead last, Dick, if there's nationally over 700,000, you say veterans, and if we're ranking last, what is it? Why are we ranking last? Is it something that we're not doing in the city of Detroit, our leadership, or what is the cause of that?
Well, it's mostly on the veterans themselves.
Okay.
They're not aware. We do a poor job of communicating. Well, in the past, we have done a poor job of communicating that you're eligible for these benefits.
Okay.
Also, the fact that Michigan and Detroit is a union town. So, as you know, SBC has some good benefits.
Right.
So, I didn't apply. I never have applied for veterans benefits, even though I'm entitled to them because I use SBC.
Okay.
But now that, due to that fact and plus the poor communications, our veterans are not applying for the benefits. States like Alabama, West Virginia, who rank at the top, they do advertisements, free of charge. If you're a veteran, go to this place to get your benefits.
All right.
Michigan is slowly coming around. Governor Snyder has just formed a special veterans group in Lansing that helps speed along the benefit process. Right. Councilman Gary Brown has a Detroit Veterans Task Force that disperses all type of information. So as well as get all these groups who are doing great things, but everybody doing it in a little niche.
Right, right.
So now we're tying together to spread that out. So I think that our standing is going to improve a great deal now that the word is getting out.
Well, one thing that I'm really excited about is because once you leave this show, you're going to have a tape or an avenue that you can share with veterans where they look at the show, or people that you know. You can send this out to whoever, and here's information that they can listen to over and over again. Okay, what was that number? What did he say? You know, different things like that. So I'm glad to be a part, to have you on the show, to be able to get that information out, because I think that's what a lot of us suffer from, is lack of knowledge. And if people don't know, they don't know what they don't know. So as you stated that, you know, we have a lot of vets that are out here. You know, you see veterans holding up homeless, you know, veterans. So if that information, if something is available to them, why aren't they getting it?
Why aren't they getting it?
Now, and so you said Governor Snyder has now have a place for veterans to go to help fill out the paperwork correctly. You were telling me something about that earlier. A lot of times they don't fill it out correctly.
Yeah, that is at the state level. It's the Department of Michigan Veterans Affairs. And that is not going to start until, well, this is March, later on this month. But locally, every veteran at the McNamara building, which is right across from the old Bell building on Cass in Michigan, there are veteran service officers on the 12th floor. American Legion, VFW, which is Veterans of Foreign Wars, AMVET, Marine Corps League, where any veteran can go up and file a claim. Now, at the post level, if you're a member of the American Legion, we refer you to our veteran service officer, who are trained and certified to help veterans receive their benefits. They will file the claim for them, fill out all the proper paperwork, and follow it through to conclusion. Problem is, there's a huge backlog, as I've mentioned to you earlier. And that's mainly due to understaffing at the federal level, because everything has to go through the federal. And when you're dealing, anybody in the service know, if you're dealing with the government, slow process. But this president that we have this year does not get enough credit for how much attention he has put into streamlining the process at the VA, working to eliminate 6 years ago when he came into office, he's made a vow to work on eliminating homelessness for veterans by 2015. And everybody thought he was crazy. Well, guess what? He's on target meeting that goal.
That's great.
So they are going to hire, they need to hire more people. That's in the process. Everything was moving along great. Now with this sequester and them clowns, and could I say that?
You said it. You know,
them
the
clowns in
Franklin
Washington.
Show, real talk,
honest
real
to goodness,
people.
if they served, if they ever served a day in their life, they wouldn't be messing around with that stuff. But
I look at that and I say, you know, it's like, you know, they're playing, you know, it's supposed to be we the people, not we the politician, you know, so it's like a lot of politics. They're not thinking about the human capital that is out there, the humanness of the people that are suffering, that, you know, that is affected by, you know, when they take away all of these different services, you know, our babies, our elderly, you know, these are the people that suffer, you know, and they all say that it's for the greater good, but whose good is it for? But that's another show.
Right.
You know, that's another
well, I mean,
day.
they basically take the same oath as we do. We stand up and join the services. You know, we solemnly swear to protect and defend the United States of America at all costs. Where we differ is veterans do it. Congressmen talk about it.
Exactly.
You know.
The veterans be about it. You know,
right.
So okay. So now let's talk about the Coleman A. Young Post and what you guys are doing in your community and how you help. Like people, they call you if they need help. How do you guys serve your the veterans at the Coleman A. Young Post?
Well, the first thing that we do is when they call us, we work at the post level to be involved with all the associated groups, the charity. I don't know if I brought my, here's my chart here.
Okay.
You have the veteran here at the bottom, and then you have us over here, and then we're in contact with the VA charities, city, county, and state services, schools and colleges, because they just, President Obama again, they just passed a new updated GI Bill where these returning Afghanistan and Iraq veterans can go to school and, get good jobs and other groups. So when they call us, we're a resource center. My husband is suffering from dementia and I don't know where his paperwork is. Who do I call? Okay, you call 800 such and such and such a number. You see this person. They're gonna. I'm a veteran. I'm about to lose my home. Is there anybody I call? Yes, there's. VA has a homeless veteran organization right there on site that you can call, and here's the 1-800 number for homeless. If you, where you can refer to, they'll get you a shelter. I'm homeless. I don't have anywhere to go. You go right over here at Veterans Referral Center on PCAT, and you'll get a hot shower, change of clothes, a meal, and someone to sit down with you to show you where to go.
So do you think that a lot of veterans that are out here are not aware of the service?
Yes, I really do, because even at some of our post meetings, our post members will say, I didn't know that. But guess what? There's some things that Dick Chapman didn't know either. I'll go to a meeting and went, you mean that's available? If I'm a veteran with a disability that I can apply to MISHA for this loan to put a ramp in my home. Yeah.
So what you do is when you find out information, Dick, then you share it with others. I see that you guys have a blog. There's a blog where you put information out.
Well, our main source is our website, and Mike Rogers, our public relations member, is started a Facebook page.
Yes, I saw that.
And we haven't gotten to the blog yet. But between our website and our Facebook page, we put the information out.
Well, I think what I was looking at is like there's a Michigan Legion media room. Yeah, then you have the the American Legion website. So there are the different sites and maybe different people are doing the different blogs. But when I look at the Coleman A. Young Facebook page, and you guys have for any breaking news, important updates, meeting dates, changes, anything like that. So I'm looking at this beautiful picture. What Trail was on crutches. Is he all right now?
Now, back to the children and youth. That was an event. Lucretia Randall, did you know her?
Yeah, I know Lucretia.
Okay, she is involved every year. They adopt a family at Cobo Hall, and they had over 6,000 children there.
All right.
So our post members volunteered. We adopted a child. We went out and brought coats and toys and so forth, and issued them at the event. So that's where that picture is from.
All right, and I know because I've been AT&T, SBC, they do, they adopt a family and stuff as well. But last month, I wasn't able to make it this month because my mom suffered another stroke, I told you. But last month, I went to the UAW hall where the retirees have the luncheon. So I got a chance to see a lot of people. I saw Barney, technicians that I had not seen in forever, so it was really great, although I was probably the youngest retiree.
Just good for you.
Just
probably tell the truth.
But no, but you know, just got a chance to see a lot of people that I had not seen in a while, and I think it's really good the way Linda Jackson runs that meeting. That girl is
she's a whippersnapper,
for
isn't she?
real. You know, for real. It's really great to just sit down and the information that they give to the retirees about medical and just different things. You know, the knowledge, people have just taken it on themselves to become the advocate. They're not getting paid, you know, to do this, but they become advocate on health care and different things that you need to know and how we support one another. And I think that's what we need to do more of, is just to be there for one another, you know, one another, and give that support. So, you know, I truly, again, appreciate what you do. As I looked at the news the other day, I saw that one of the airmen, the Tuskegee Airman, was robbed leaving his grocery store from 4 youth, 13 to 16, that pulled a gun on him, carjacked him, you know, and he said something that was really profound to me. You know, where are these parents? You know, you pay the light and gas and you feed these kids, but what are you teaching these kids?
Absolutely.
You know, so you've gone all over, you know, you've served your country, you're working and you're trying to help the vets. What do you think? What is your take on the youth and what's going on in this in our city right now? Let's just talk about our city, because it's all over the world, but right now it's so close and prevalent and up front with us. What do you think?
I really think it's really worse in Detroit. These kids nowadays don't know the meaning of respect. I've seen statistics that say that Detroit is one of the leading cities with a no father in the household. And, you know, nothing to take away from single moms who do a fantastic job in raising their kids. And sometimes even in both parents can do everything right. And the kid gets with the peer group. But in Detroit, that's just the second incident I know about. Do you remember the incident of the veteran gassing up his car and got carjacked
and had to
crawl and people walking by?
Yes.
That is just plain disrespect. Babies having babies. And the black males, African American males need to get more involved with these kids. And it is really frustrating sometimes. I mean, I don't even understand this hip-hop language or whatever. And but we have to get past that.
We do.
Because we're losing this generation. For example, the American Legion, each year, I go out on Veterans Day. We just presented flags to an elementary school in Southwest Detroit. And we put a flag in each room so that those kids can do like we did when I was coming in. I pledge allegiance. You know, we had to teach them. We present ROTC medals to Detroit high schools. Our two schools this year are Renaissance and Cody. And I'm telling you, Barb, for every incident like that, I'd like for you to come to a ROTC presentation and see these kids in uniform. I mean, proud, yes sir, no sir, opening doors. So it can be done. But we're going to not just have to run into our homes, lock ourselves in, and sit there with loaded guns. We're going to have to get out and reach to them. And it could be a scary prospect going into these high schools nowadays talking to them. I mean, I walked into Northwestern where I graduated. It's brand new now. But you could smell the smoke coming out the bathroom and stuff, and the language. So hats off to our school teachers. Who are misaligned terribly. But back to your original question is that we have got to work with these kids. We're going to have to be patient, and we got to teach them that history. You know, my history, Tuskegee Airmen, what they went through, you know, not losing a bomber that they escorted, being separated, not being able to eat with the white officers and so forth. Until that all was changed in Harry Truman integrated the services. But that's a sense of history that they passed down to the Korean War veterans, and the Korean War veterans passed that to us Vietnam veterans,
Right.
and we pass it on to the Afghan and Iraqi veterans.
Right.
We also have to pass that history of Rosa Parks and what we went through to get to where we are.
Exactly.
You know, I remember hearing these young parents say, well, I'm not going to be as strict on my kids as my mama was on me. You know, and yeah, they were strict on us.
For a reason.
Some of that stuff sticks with me, and I'll start to do something at 64, and my mama here, oh no, you know.
Exactly. And what's so, you know, and I always say this, is even back, you know, during my generation of coming up, you know, even though the people that stood on the corner, you call them the winos, they were on the corner, but they told you, aren't you Doris's kid? Take your butt home. Street lights getting ready to come. We looked out for each other.
Absolutely.
We cared about each other. We knew who our neighbors were.
Yep.
We spoke to each other. We borrowed sugar. We borrowed bread. We gave, you know, something happened. We cried together. We came together. We rallied together. You know, we talk about gangs. There were, you know, this was our block, then Concord and Canton and Theodore and Helen, but we didn't fight amongst each other.
Everybody got together at the block club party.
Most definitely. You know? And I truly believe that it takes a village, but it takes everybody. The men need to step up. The women need to step up and rally the men to get together, you know, and all of us strategically, we're all trying to do something over here, over there, but at this stage in the game, we must come together as a unified front. Everybody needs to have a meeting place. We all need to come together, and we need to make some changes. We could talk about it all day long, and you know, everybody's doing a lot of talking. You know, the EFM and the city council saying this and
the 100
that group.
black males or whatever.
Everybody is saying, but where's the change?
Right.
Where's the change?
Where is the meat?
You know, when are we going to make some things happen? So just tell me about some of the events. Is anything coming up for the veterans? You know,
yes. We just had on the 28th of March, which is a Thursday.
Okay.
And at Piquet Square, that's what the complex is called.
Okay.
And a little history on that. That used to be the old, it's right across the street from 290 Piquet. And 290 Piquet is where I hired in for Michigan. That was an old Michigan Bell garage.
Wow.
I mean, the irony of it. And it used to be a vacant lot, an old Studebaker plant. And they turned it into a housing unit for homeless veterans. Another part of President Obama's program. And now they have, it's a completed complex. 150 former homeless veterans live there in one-bedroom apartments. They've got jobs. They're giving back to the community and so forth. But this is, Wayne County is going to have a veteran seminar on Thursday, March 28th. The location is at Piquet Square, and that's at 6221 Brush in Detroit. Okay,
and if they wanted to find out more information on that, there's a number there that they can call and contact?
They can contact Kevin Kelly at 734-727-7373. He's the Wayne County Veterans Affairs Director. At this get together, they're going to discuss the benefits that I've been talking about in detail. They're going to have service officers available, so if they want to file a claim, they can do it right there on the spot. But most importantly, they're going to issue every veteran that comes in with a DD-214. Now, veterans know what that means. That's your proof of service. Or if you don't have a DD-214, some proof of service, and they will take your picture and issue you a Wayne County Veteran Service Card, so that you can use this as ID.
Good. Now this flyer, can I have that?
You most certainly can.
I'm going to make sure
that's why I brought it.
That we put this information up, and that I, you know, share this information.
And like it on Facebook if you.
Well, you know, I'm off of Facebook until after Lent. I mean, till Easter. You know, but when Easter comes, I'll be liking it. I heard that you could double like. Now I'm not. You know, I haven't been on.
Well, you know, I'm really bad with Facebook, but I
gotta
texting,
get into it. Phone calls, anything before 12 o'clock. I know you really.
That's right. After 12, I could rock and roll.
I know that's right.
Another thing that I want to just mention. I don't know how much time we have.
You still have time.
Okay. I attended a graduation ceremony for the 17th District Veterans Court in Redford Township. Now, what this is, there was this wonderful judge, and I don't want to get her name right.
Okay.
Her name is Judge Karen Khalil.
Okay.
She's the presiding judge in 17th District Court.
Okay.
And she was seeing a bunch of veterans coming through the system for doing things that didn't quite, it was criminal because of the law, but it had to be ulterior reasons for it. So she and her staff start talking to these veterans, and come to find out they were suffering from PTSD that they got from the service, or some type of service-related disability.
I got you.
And she said, you know what? We're going to start a program that you've got to go through, and it's tough, and it's tougher than anything you faced in the military. And if you complete this program, then we're going to wipe that off your record.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was awesome. And I went to that graduation, and here you have 10 veterans graduated, and instead of being locked up in Jackson or somewhere, now they are going to be productive citizens because somebody took the time. To recognize, to get to the root issue, to the root cause of why you were acting out or whatever, and the reason behind that is because you served your country. Absolutely.
You have this disorder that you brought back with you after seeing and experiencing all the things that you went through, but nobody took the time up front to try to deal with that issue. But she recognized, instead of putting you in jail, or I'm going to give you some help. I think that is awesome. What's her name again? We want to make sure I give a shout out to her. Let's see. Where is her name? Show me.
She's the presiding judge, Judge Karen Khalil.
Karen Khalil. Yeah, thank you very much. Judge Karen Khalil for, just really recognizing that, because, some judges sit up there and they, just, 30 days, 90 days, or whatever it is, they don't, think about that. Took something, that spoke depths into her character to say, hey, it's got to be something else that's going on. These people went out here, they served their country, they're doing things that probably the little crimes that, stealing some bread, trying to get something to eat or whatever.
I think one of the cases were just, the guy was in for road rage. He just, something happened and he snapped. He reminded him of back in the service. And he snapped. But once he got his senses back, he was the most polite person in the world, But the judge took the time. And now they are forming these courts all over. I just saw an email that I'm going to follow up that I got that 36th District Court, which is downtown, Oakland County, Macomb County. So a lot of our veterans who are sitting there that had other issues will get the help that they need, because they also know who to go to for counseling, where to go to be with your peers.
That's something. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, because when I drive and I'm on Southfield and Warren, I always see a guy with, I'm a vet, help me, I'm homeless. Like, is there a little card or something that, do they have any printed material that, maybe I could put in my car and say, hey, they have programs for you here if you take this, and you could, because veterans are all over everywhere, that if people can hand out cards that maybe they don't know, here, call this number and there's some people at the VSO that will help you fill out paperwork or see and try to address your need wherever you are. Do you?
Barb, that is an excellent idea, because what I do is, let's be for real, you know how I am. I would say half of those veterans, half of those people that stand out there with those signs and never really served.
All right.
Before, I would just take out and give them $2. Now, if they have on there, I'm a veteran and I'm homeless, I'll stop and I say, well, call this number, go down to this place, And by their reaction,
you could tell what
I can tell, you know, but that's an even better idea.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to give you money, but if you're a veteran, here's a card. So that's my project, to print up cards for our posts, and I'm going to suggest it to other veterans group, and they may be doing it.
Okay.
But I know we weren't. We will start as of today.
And if you get some cards, then let me know, because I would, as I'm out and about, and I'm always out and about, I would like to have some in my glove box that I could be able to hand out to people when I see them, saying that there's a sound, because I think that a lot of time it's for lack of knowledge that people are in the position that they're in. So if, you know, there are veterans out there who don't know, and you said something about there was a, like if they file a claim and maybe it's denied, that the University of Detroit has a law team.
University of Detroit has it's an operation. It's on our website, and it's called Operation, forget what the second word is, but it's made up of law students who are earning their degree and the law professors. And they take that case, so it's a win-win for the students. They're learning how to advocate, and it's a win-win for the veterans, because if their case were denied because of some legality, these people are helping, and it's free. Okay,
that's wonderful. It's just so many opportunities that are out here for the veterans. You have a lot of useful websites. You have, you know, I like that you said that even the families of veterans who, you know, maybe the veteran has Alzheimer's, has dementia, does not know. But here are families that are out here suffering that may not know that they're entitled to benefits because their loved ones served in the Army. So, well, Dick, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you or with your post, is there a number or something that they can call, or a website?
Yeah, we got 3 main numbers that we give out, but they can contact me or our commander, Chester Trail. But the best place to go is our website.
And what is that?
www.cay202detroit.org.
Okay, and that's www.cay, Coleman A. Young, 202 Detroit.org. All right.
And you go on the side and click on, if you want veteran services, you click there, and it's a whole bunch of information. But they can call me anytime. And my number is 313-861-6852. But after 12.
I was going to say that. You took my tagline. Please call after 12, you know, because he will tell you, don't call me before 12 o'clock.
As a matter of fact, part of being retired. That's what I owe to my retirement.
Well, you know what I am. I was sharing with my godson this morning. I don't even know, you know, I said they should call it retirement, because I haven't retired. You know, this is just a lie to me. I get up, I'm up. You know, I do a prayer call every morning at 6, between 6 and 7, and so a lot of times I stay up. I just want to sleep to 12 o'clock, or if I could just lay in bed to 10:30, you know, it would just be great. But my phone is constantly ringing. Somebody is always in need of something. You know, if it's just you know, somebody said, I like to hear your voice. It's comforting to me. Hey, Barb, how you doing? You know, so I'm there for people. I love what I do. I thank God for the opportunity to serve, you know, people, you know, to be a person that somebody, you know, really wants to talk to, because sometimes people don't want to talk to a lot of people, you know.
And speaking of that, I'd be remiss to not mention that suicides, especially for our returning troops, are way up. I mean, they're horrendous. They even now have a 800 number that's on our website to call. But one of the main things is they need someone to talk to. So you're right. When you get that call and people tell you, start off with, I just needed someone to talk to, that's a great thing, Barb, because you don't know what would have happened or what they were going to do if they couldn't find that person to talk to.
I truly believe that, as I told you, I spoke with the women of AT&T last week on Thursday, and, you know, kind of what my message was, am I my sister's keeper? And I'm saying, yeah, because as women, and then even as veterans, we're all going through something. You know, what I did was I have a pinstripe suit. I took my suit with me to that was my presentation. that's what I talked from. My suit was nice. It's pinstripe, double-breasted. It fits well. I look good when I wear it. I took the suit and turned the inside out. It was tore up. The lining was raggedy. So we all walk around, look good on the outside, but we're all tore up on the inside.
Amen.
And we all need somebody to talk to.
Amen.
And we need to be real with one another. Yep. You understand? No backstabbing, you know, no saying something to you and then laughing about it behind your back. We need to come together. And I keep saying the same thing, and I know for a fact I'm going to have to say what my mama said. She said it's the first Sunday in every month and the pole wind that don't change, you know. So I know that a time is coming, you know, that there's a shift in the atmosphere.
Absolutely.
That everybody is speaking the same things. Everybody identifies and recognizes that it's time for a change, and eventually, if we just don't get weary in well-doing, we're going to come together.
That's the key, because sometimes I come in and I'll look at a news report about a veteran getting mugged, or the old lady who lives in the house all by herself,
Annie.
and they break in, and you just, what's the use?
Right.
You know, but you're right. We got to keep hanging in there.
You got to, because you never know.
You never know.
Just, you know, we're just like we're on the verge of a breakthrough, on the verge of a change, you know, because I could definitely tell you with me, you know, just from my crack addiction, you understand, that I was right at the verge of ready to take my life. If I had committed suicide on December the 23rd of 1994, we wouldn't have this conversation.
Right.
You know,
good point.
I wouldn't be able to love on you. You wouldn't be able to love on me. So I just thank God.
And I would have been really upset.
I know you would have been. So, you know, probably why I didn't do it. You know, but I
the other thing is, I tell these people, don't be looking down on them people up under the bridge, because you're 2 words, you're fired from joining them.
Exactly.
You know?
You are. You know, you never know. We're all suffering and going through something. If it's a bill, if it's our child, you know, if it's the loss of a loved one, the caretaker, whatever, you know, we're going through something. So we need people to lift us up, encourage and motivate us, not talk us down and tell me what I can't do. Don't tell me what I can't do. Tell me what I can, or how you can help me do it, or just leave me alone.
Thank you.
You know,
Amen.
one or the other. You know, just leave me alone. So, Dick, as we get ready to wrap up this, I truly, I mean, you know, again, when I say this is a dream recognized, you know, a prayer answered, you know, because I thank God for the opportunity to have this venue to bring my friends in, sit down and talk to you guys, you know, people that have left AT&T or Ameritech, Michigan Bell, SBC, who had something in them. You know, we thought that, you know, we were doing something there, but, you know, it was that God wanted us to touch the masses. You know, look at the people that you're touching now, the, you know, the multitudes, you know, not just in your little, you know, span of control, you know, the 17 texts that you had to make sure they got up on the pole or did whatever it is that they had to do. On, but I just thank God. Is there anything that you want to say to people who view this show, who may have an opportunity to hear about the vets, that would have never known anything about the vets? What do you want to say? Just look into that camera and give them, you know, what it is that is on your heart right now.
Well, the first thing is a little thing that people could do is, if you see a vet, and you could tell them, because they'll have their caps on, Vietnam vet, Korean vet, Iraq vet, just say thank you for your service.
Amen.
You don't know how much that means to a veteran. Good example is that we started a Detroit Veterans Day parade in the city of Detroit. And we hold it every year the Saturday before Veterans Day. And we have veterans marching in the cold. And when the crowds have been sparse, we're working on having them come down there to, you know, they come out to see Santa Claus. We want you to come out to see what makes it possible for you to be here. And they wave their flags and say thank you. That makes a veteran feel so good. The second thing is, if you know that they're a veteran, let them know that there's help out there. You know, let them know that there's 2 burial sites. I mean, a national state grave sites, Battle Creek, Holly, where they can be buried. Don't worry about if they're a veteran, I can't afford to bury them. Hey, it's free. Benefits like that. So say thank you and let them know that there's people out there working to help them. And there's that special brotherhood. You know, I could run into a veteran that served in World War II in places that I see in John Wayne movies. And we got that bond. You know, in the same way with the young vets that's coming back. We've been there and we share that, and that crosses racial, sexual, religion line.
Right.
If you served in the country, we're brothers and sisters.
Amen. Amen. Well, Dick, it's really a pleasure.
We need to make this an hour show. You know, we can keep on going. I still got a whole lot more to talk to you about.
Sure. Well, you know what we'll do is we'll have you come back.
Yeah.
How about that? We'll have you come back. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to come in here and sit with me. I think this has been enlightening. I definitely will, you know, I'm not just saying that. We will definitely have you come back to the show. You know, get your cards together, think about what we didn't talk about, you know, and those things, and we'll do a part 2 to this, because I think that the veterans need the attention, you know, that it's very important that we get this message out to them, okay?
Without a doubt.
Okay. Well, I want to thank my viewing audience, the people who look at this show every week. I truly thank you. This is a very special show for me because a year ago today, my mother had a stroke. And as I was riding behind the ambulance, as she was, you know, riding with her, I called my boss. I said, hey, my mom had a stroke. I'm on my way to the hospital. And as a matter of fact, I will be retiring at the end of the month. So I remember this day, you know, it's coming up on a year to my retirement. So I'm really excited for what God has done, for all that He is doing in my life, for the opportunity to speak to the people, to bring great people on like you. A lot of my friends, you know, I've had on the show, they have great information. So I just really want to say thank you. I'm honored. I truly am honored to be allowed to be here today. So I'm going to end the show as I always do each and every week, from my beating heart to your beating heart. I love you. You understand? Okay. There's one more thing that I must say. Text OK, the word OK, to 72727 for special offers from the Barbara Dean Franklin Show. I love you.